Don't worry, we at Kidspreneur, a child-oriented organization, have come up with a talk series to keep you engaged through this quarantine time and beyond. And in this, we make sure that we discuss something that will keep you engaged. Kidspreneur is an organization that nurtures mindsets and makes them future ready by exposing young minds to hands-on management tools and tips, which in turn develops their leadership skills into the entrepreneurship abilities from a very young age. We now have a very short video to tell you a little more about it.
You may be surprised to know. Kids' creativity peaks at the age of 5 and they can start to learn 5 foreign languages or more simultaneously at that age. NASA reports an average kid's creativity falls by almost 86% until adulthood. A young mind is like a fertile land where ideas keep growing but fail to take proper shape in absence of proper guidance. We, at Kidspreneur, nurture mindsets and make them future-ready by exposing young minds to hands-on management tools and tips, which in turn, develops their leadership skills into the entrepreneurship abilities, at a very young age. We implement simulation and real-time scenarios and gamify critical management lessons for effective learning. The entire activity is transformative to cultivate the thought process of becoming the future entrepreneur and employment creator. We skill, we test and we invest in teams with promising ideas without fear of failure, as we believe that we must prepare kids for failure and the success will follow. Creating thought leader for tomorrow. Find out more about us on kidspreneur.com or visit us on social networks.
Mr. Amit Mishra and Mr. Shishir Meglani are the co-founders of the Kidspreneur Initiative. Today we have with us Mr. Amit and Mr. Rajesh. Mr. Amit Mishra dons several hats as an entrepreneur and enabler in the startup ecosystem. In his previous stint with international players like F6S UK and Sansan Japan, he has been instrumental in successful India market entry and engaging relevant stakeholders in the ecosystem. He also runs a state government-supported accelerator in Noida called Curatives and building a personal CRM app called Outfluence. He is a TEDx speaker and was strategically involved with some of the renowned startup reality TV shows in India. We welcome you, Mr. Amit.
Thanks a lot, Aditi. Right, and I would like to invite our speaker of the day, right, a very good friend of mine, Rajesh Setia. Rajesh and I know each other for a very short time, I would say, but we have interacted reasonably lot, traveled to certain places, and I think engaged at a very deeper level in terms of, we understand each other's business a lot, right? So welcome, Rajesh.
Yeah, thank you, Amit. Thank you.
Right, so if you can just briefly talk about your own journey, right, and how you started with Kespan, that'd be great.
Okay. Thank you, Amit, and thank you, Aditi. First of all, thank you to Kidspreneur and Amit and Shishir to give me an opportunity to speak on your platform, which is absolutely doing a wonderful job. And I quote with that example that in China, when you want people to, people to bring a gold medal and in sports category, and especially swimming, so at the age of 3, they put every kid into a swimming pool and start giving them the training. And Kidspreneur, what I know from the background, giving an entrepreneurship knowledge at an early stage is actually equivalent to that action and reaction, which I think futuristic India needs more. As we always say, the Indian economy is a job seeker economy, but we have to make it a job creator economy if you really want to flourish and be amongst top 2, 3, 5 nations across the globe. So my journey started on a very famous dialogue, what I keep on telling, किसी चीज को very शिद्दत से चाहो तो कायनात आपको उसको मिलाने में लग जाती है. The whole background goes behind this story. So it was class 10th. I was a backbencher. My English teacher got me in front. It was a challenge, that you can do better or you feel ashamed. So I took a challenge. The journey started then MBA in 1997. So from a backbencher to the best outgoing student of that particular MBA batch in marketing way back in 1997. I am from a business background family. The base actually becomes there itself. Father used to say, I did a job for around 5 years, and my father used to say, Rajesh, if you keep on doing job, तो वो हिंदी में कहते हैं कि तुम्हारी जवानी को लूट लेंगे. So it has to be taken in a very, very positive way. And my friends, for that matter, used to say that you are from a business background family. Why you have come for higher studies or study? But what my father said, what he could not do it along with the business for the education. And this is what I felt is a missing. And if you see Three Idiots, there is a big connection to that, in spite of the fact that you are successful. And if you are not qualified, I don't say every qualified becomes a businessman, but qualification, education is always an added advantage. So keeping all this background, it is always, good to really go in the education sector to whatever extent you can afford without, some difficult circumstances. In a normal circumstances, what I should say, you should study and study to the higher level, which broadens your thinking criteria. So I say when I go and talk about entrepreneurship sometime in business schools, I say the education, what degrees you get is like a passport, but what you execute and what you perform is like a visa. So on that background, and the way I get into the business is a small story from way back 10th standard to engineering to MBA to my 5 years of job, then first business, second business. TestPan was born in 2016 October. So we are a startup recognized company, MSME approved, CRISIL rated, and we have bagged a couple of awards. The latest award we have bagged is Leaders of Tomorrow, and we were there on national channels, Economic Times and Times Now, and in which it was a program which is based on Shark Tank. Out of the judges panel of 6, 4 of the investors showed interest in our company. So what our company does pro-COVID, because now since we are in a COVID era, so pro-COVID we were into booking and managing of the test centers across India, which are conducting computer-based online exams on a very scalable level. So TestPan has an experience of almost 8 years in which we have around 480,000 testing nodes, 1,500 test centers. These test centers are primarily business school, engineering colleges, private centers, schools. So this was post-COVID. During the COVID, by an app which is called as bookmytestcenter.com. So we are in this phase learning the booking and management of these exams were done by mails and phones earlier. Now using the technology support with the app, we can do the same action in a more clear, transparent, authentic manner. So this is what is a TestPan journey as of now from 2016 onward till date.
Great, thanks, Rajesh. And I think I can just tell everyone that when I spoke to you and I realized that this is a market which exists, and not only exists, but it's a huge market for India. Right? I was surprised. I remember our first discussion when you were preparing for this awards, right? So
Leaders of Tomorrow.
Yeah, it was eye opener for me also. Right. So I'll leave Aditi with questions which we got from the audience, for you. So Aditi, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So that was a very inspirational story, sir. And, we got a lot of insights into your life from this. We have a few questions that the audience wants to ask you, and our audience can still post their questions online. So some of the questions that we already have include, what inspired you to begin a business venture of your own?
I told you earlier in my introduction, being from a business background, I really wanted to do something of my own and I wanted to be my own boss. But I wanted to learn on other money. So I started a job, did it for 5 years, took it a VRS, and started my own. So the idea was to have something of my own, being your own boss. I mean, a brick and mortar definition of business is like, the way it is. But if you become as an entrepreneur, it's like thinking innovative and thinking new, thinking of the blues, and doing something back to the society. What I say by that I mean is, for a business school who has done an MBA, alumni, what is the best gift an alumni can give it to a business school is creating its own empire. So you generate jobs, you maintain families, you give back to the society, and you are your own boss. So all this ambition, motivation helps you to create and be into the business. So it's very tough, but the way you say sooner the better, I should say it should start early. So entrepreneurs can be trained, though they are sometimes born, but they can be trained as well. And I think your company is doing a wonderful job of that.
That was great, sir. Sir, regarding the education system, do you think that the education system that prevails today is different from the education system that was during your time?
So my time is like 80s, 90s, and how era was. If you can, if you say it's like almost 30 years down the line, I remember, I'll take you to my MBA days, which is 1995, 97. When I was being given a project, so we were to go to the library, go to that institution, search from the book, and do all that mechanical stuff to generate a report, or especially primary data, secondary data, but see the today's scenario. While you are taking a lecture in the class, anybody at the back of the bench can Google and try to match. So that's difference from going to an institution, going to a library, to doing it instantly, is what I should say. The 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 things have changed so fast. Just in 20-25 years, anything which was there in books, journals, magazines are actually at your fingertips now. So that's the change we have seen.
So do you think that this change that has happened has, motivated kids in a positive direction?
So I should say it has got both pros and cons from my perspective. Maybe I'm wrong. There is always a difference between an information and knowledge. So I say kids today have got a lot of information. I should say much more than what we have. Even if you have to learn some techno app or gimmick, I learn it from my daughter. So they have a lot of information, but knowledge is not to that extent. This is my own personal view. But if you blend information with an experience and have a knowledge top up, you create wonders. So that is what I have to say, that it has a positive impact. I can give you an example. I am very much active in social activities, which actually my social hobby became my profession. So the alumni network, it's like joining the past with the current for a future benefit. So we can say a social media called Facebook. So we had taken a full positive advantage of that Facebook rather than wasting the time. So it's like information, Facebook, okay, you can keep on listening to the songs, you can keep on forwarding the posts forward, but how do you utilize it for any purpose? It can be personal purpose, social purpose, professional purpose, religious purpose, political purpose, but how do you really, utilize it well, this technology? I think what it matters.
Right, Rajesh. There is an interesting thing which I do. This shit happens even, and this is some very important from a conversation that I know the journey that you have experienced failures also, right,
Yes.
through your journey before TestPan. Uh,
Yes.
what is the importance of failures in your life, right, and how have you moved out? How do you look at failures right now?
Okay. So there is a very old saying and a very true saying. If you experience those things in your real life, success do count as great as those who never succeed. So if you have this real life experience, what I say, failure is and success is a part of one's life. I mean, it is like you can get every time a success. It can be universally you get failures, but the best part is you learn and you bounce back. I think failure are important in one life too. If you don't taste failure, you will never enjoy success in your life. तो रात के अंधेरे के बाद जो सुबह दिखाई देती है, वो डिफरेंस तभी पता लगता है जब आप रात के अंधेरे में बहुत मायूस हो जाते हैं. So the success only tasted good when you have tasted bitterly the failure.
That was great, sir. And I think some of the students out there will, learn from you this failure part.
I'll try to quote an example. In a final year of engineering, I had one exam flunked, and I had never been, in my career. So there was a condition that if you have all clear and if you get a grace marks in this subject, you will get pass and you will get certain degrees with certain grades and So I just calculated if I get a grace mark, I will miss my distinction first class just by few of the marks. So rather than taking it negatively, I studied that exam well and crossed that barrier, which I would have thought, okay, fine, it is all clear. Just you will get 5-10 marks grace and you will be first class. But to achieve first class distinction, I took it as a motivation that I am going to study well, cross that benchmark, and achieve that first class distinction in my degree. So that's how the student should take it now. Even if you flunk, I mean, people say it's fail and it is so bad. Society, what people will say, what parents will say. I think that should not hamper you personally, but you should have strength, positivity enough to bounce back and bounce back strongly.
Absolutely, I think we totally agree with that. Rajesh, these are interesting situation. Nobody actually expected all this, and you have been closely working with a lot of these people who do tests over a period of time. Right?
Yes.
How do you look at
Yes.
education system? Post COVID, I think things would change drastically.
Amit, perfectly fine. I mean, from 1.5 months, I have gone into the mode of listening and learning. So, listening and learning, I think, is a need of the time. When you don't see, everything is so unpredictable. Even if we are attending those webinars of FICCI, CII, education, my assessment clients, everybody is saying that this might have happened, but there it is not a clarity. But from what I have learned from 1.5 one with the top liner where we have huge mass testings like IIT Z, IIT exam, and recruitment drives where you have 20 lakh candidates, or the entrance exam where 2 lakh candidates, or CAT is going to be 2 lakh candidates. That testing will have different mode of delivering than the testing where the candidates are 10,000. I mean, any entrance exam or any small university autonomous exam where the candidate count is that will have a different kind of an testing assessment. For the candidates where the testing is less, they will get into the auto proctoring mode. I mean, people in this COVID era the technology has grown so much that they can give the exam on phone or a window-based laptop, desktop, or a Mac, but they can do it from the home. And companies are picking up to see the sanctity of the exam, the integrity of the exam. But in India, since we have masses, since we have population, the large volume exam will still be a test center based. So how that delivery operational activity will change in due course of time, this will, the time is yet to come. So for example, UGC has declared that IIT exam in the month of July end. By July end, what India health status will be, how we will improve with the processes of executing the exam, that all will be decided in these 3 months. And whatever has happened is like we used to talk BC and AD. So whatever will happen, we will forget BC and AD and we will say COVID, post-COVID and COVID era. So new normal will be absolutely different for everyone's life, slowly, faster, or maybe immediate. But it's going to be a different new normal, even in our industry for that matter.
That was great, sir. We would be glad if you could, tell kids out there how can they make the best use of technology in a positive way, and also like how can they make the best use of this time to study and hone their skills.
So I remember my childhood, whether it was 10th exam or 12th exam, I never used to sit idle. It was never ever for me that okay, now we got our vacations and we just said, of course when the exams are over, first 5-7 days, you really feel relaxed. But I think the time which now has come, the way, I mean, nobody had predicted the scenario going to be. So kids, they've got more energy, with them. So what I should say is, they should try to cope up with the scenario. They should talk to their parents. They should talk to their teachers. I think teachers and parents are the two who know their kids pretty well. Their plus and minus. After everybody, your friends will be knowing something, But what I feel, a class teacher and the parents are the one who really know about their kids. So they have to interact. They have to learn. They have to be patient. I mean, resilience is a new word, which is a buzzword of today's. They should follow resilience. If they don't understand resilience, they should ask their parents, they should ask their teachers. Still in education system, a lot of drawbacks are there. Few of the schools have gone for online education and few government schools are still, fighting how to go about it. So in India, since there is a huge population, things will really take time. But those who have gone with the online education as of now, I think they will be the one who will be aggressively early takers, and adaptability will be faster for them. So those who have gone for that online education should learn whatever, because still it is not proven if we have an online class, how much do the students grab? But it's a time, if you have a discipline, you think everything is fine, just that you are not going to the school and sitting in front of a computer. Your learning skills should be at the same level what you used to be in a physical classroom. I think that's going to be really, really helpful in this era.
I hope, sir, the kids take your advice and, focus more seriously towards all these things.
I know it's difficult, but anyone, I mean, above 9th, I think they can take it really, really on a positive way to a new way of learning. And this is going to be for a longer period of time now. You never know, the school make a curriculum that 3 days you have to go to a school and 3 days you have to have online classes. You never know. The sooner you adopt this, better you are in position.
Yeah, that will also, help us and the kids be better prepared for what's going to happen in the future. Yeah.
Yes.
It was great having you here, sir. with your great insights and your inspiring story and the wonderful words. It was great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming with us for this session.
Thank you, Aditi. Thank you, Amit. Thank you, Shishir, and thank you, Kidspreneur.
Thank you so much, Amit sir, for joining us for this session. It was great having you to join with us.
Thanks a lot, Aditi.
Before we close today's session, I will also like to introduce the audience to an initiative by Kidspreneur, which is Kids Live. It is an initiative where we want to keep the kids engaged. Under these testing times, the situation has created a vacuum and forced us face with times that we have never dreamt of. Engaging kids has become quite an effort who are forced to stay inside their homes 24/7. This initiative, like many others by Kidspreneur, may help you in keeping your child engaged. Thank you.